Alright, this video is designed to help teachers plan their curriculum for next year or throughout the year. When we are in our curriculum bundles and we have our teaks over here to the left, these may not make sense at first, or you may not be familiar with what they're using. By the way, check for spelling errors. A variety of words. Okay. Sorry, typo. So we are going to check this teak out. Yeah. You know, I'm reading it here, and I'm like, well, not quite sure what to do for that teak. So let me introduce you, if you haven't been here before, to Pearson SuccessNet. I'll log out so you can kind of see what it looks like. I just go to pearsonsuccessnet.com and my login. You can just create a login. We have the code so you can add your textbook. We have, in my account, I have loaded 9th grade and 12th grade since I refer to them a lot. I'm going to probably just add all 4 of them so I have access to all of them, because, you know, for my seniors I read a story, or we used a story from the 9th grade textbook because it just really worked with my classroom at that moment. Alright, so I'm going to go to 9th grade. This teak is a English 2 teak, 5A. However, because I'm aware that the teaks are 80% aligned, I can still use another textbook. So I'm going to go here and click on that teacher's edition. It loads it up identical to the real thing. I'm going to click the little navigator bar, and I'm going to select teaks. Scroll all the way down. Here I go. I have these pages address this teak right here. So I am going to go click Alt Tab. No. Oh, these are my bee stuff right here. A little bee beard. She had bees all over her. Sorry, ADD moment. I'm going to click this tab, and under instruction, that's what this column's for right here, is instruction. I'm going to type in Pearson so I know where I got it from. I set my font to green and turn off underline. Page, oops, typo. I had page, you hit Alt Tab, by the way, to go back and forth. Alt Tab 43, comma, Alt Tab 199, 290, 199, 290, 299, 300, 301, 305. Sorry if the video is getting boring right now, but just kind of hang in there. Alright, 1041, 1048, 1079, and 1083. Now we're not going to address all those pages for this one teak in this one bundle in a 3-week period. But what's nice is we've connected that teak to our textbook here, and we have them all addressed. So I'm going to go type in page 43 for a moment and see where it is. See if this is enough content in order to address that teak for my class. Gives you a definition, but you know, we can work on a definition. We don't have to do a special page for that, so I'm not really needing that. You know, I might just go right here and let's see. Yeah, I just might make it a different color, darken it, whatever. Just indicate however, or just delete it. I just don't recommend that. 199. And again, just a quick glance. Doesn't look like it has any content. let's just jump up to, let's go to $2.99. There we go, we got something. A walk to the jetty. And here it is. Literary analysis 5A reminds students that nonlinear plot does not allow chronological order, does not follow chronological order. Ooh, I like that. So we've got all this instruction that we need right here. We've got our expository text, because it really doesn't look like a fictional story. And we are getting it taken care of. So reading comprehension. Students understand, make inferences, draw conclusions about structure and elements of fiction, provide evidence. Is this fiction or non-fiction? Yeah, it's a short story. Okay. And I'm getting that right here. So, but see, at this moment we are just planning. We'll go back in during that 3 weeks and really get into the details. But right now we got a lot of ground to cover, so we want to just kind of get through it, plan and assess. All right, this starts on page 298. How long of a story is this? How long of a short story is this? It is 6 pages, which, you know, depends on your classes, but that could be knocked out in one period. Plot development. So we got one story really focusing on plot development, which is TEAC 5A. So here we are. We've got it done, and here is our writing TEAC to address, you know, comparing plots and all that stuff. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to underline these 4 pages because they, thank you. I'm going to underline these 4 pages because they are critical to teaching that, and that's probably what I will be using to teach that TEAC when we get to that portion of the year. And I'm just going to, oh, I messed that one up, didn't I? Wasn't trying to add a background color. Alright, either way, however you want to indicate it, do it. I like having available other pages available for me throughout the year. So if we are going through this and we're like, yeah, that's not working, I can then quickly look at this during the middle of class and tell students, flip to page 1041 if I need to adapt and move forward. So hopefully I haven't talked your head off too much. And also notice that every time we change things, it's automatically saved, so I don't have to worry about missing anything. And if, let's see, actually page 305 is a writing assignment, so we could do practice, because this is the practice column. We can indicate practice. Let's just label it Pearson again so we know where it came from. Thank you. Page 305. And over here, I'm going to get rid of that page 305 because it's really over here in the practice column. And that is how we align the textbook to our TEACs in our bundles for this next year. Alright, it is 11:43. I'm tired and I'm logging off. Sorry if I have mumbled for, let's see how long here. 9 minutes and 29 minutes, or 22 seconds, so that's not too bad. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you.
Welcome to Camtasia Studio 7. If you're new to Camtasia Studio and you want to get started quickly, you're in the right place. We encourage you to watch this 5-minute video to learn the basics of using the editor, including how to navigate the timeline, make some basic edits, and add special effects. The preview window is where you see the video during playback. The playback controls are located under the preview window. In fact, the video you're watching in the preview window is a sample project playing directly from the timeline you see below. After you watch this video, we hope you take some time to practice what you've learned using the content on the timeline. So let's start with the timeline. This is where you assemble and edit your videos. At the top of the timeline, tick marks represent time in terms of minutes and seconds. When building a video, you'll work in a horizontal manner, beginning from the left and moving sequentially through time towards the right. To make precise cuts and selection, use the zoom slider to magnify the view of the timeline. And when adding elements to your video, such as a call-out or audio clips, these are placed on different tracks. Tracks are created automatically, when you need them, when elements are added to the timeline. So depending on your video, you may be working with several tracks at one time. To change the position of an element on the timeline, just drag it. To change the length of an element, drag the edges in either direction. An important part of the timeline is the playhead. The playhead moves the timeline and indicates the current frame displayed in the preview window. To view your video, click play in the preview window. Notice how the video and the timeline's playhead stay in sync? Click anywhere on the timeline and the playhead moves to that point. The green section of the playhead is called the in point. Click and drag the in point to make the beginning of a selection. The red section of the playhead is called the out point. Just click and drag the out point to make the end of a selection. To bring the sections of the playhead back together, double-click the gray playhead. To split a video clip, position the playhead at the desired location and click the split button. And if you want to remove a portion of your video, make a selection with the in and out points, then click the cut button. If you make a mistake while editing, click the undo button. Next, we'll look at the clip bin and the library. The clip bin holds recordings, audio files, images, and title slides being used in the project you're currently working on. Then there's the library. It stores video clips, intros, callouts, title slides, and other elements that you want to use from project to project. The library is also pre-populated with professional animations, music, sound effects, and other content you can use in your video for free. To add your own clips or video sequences to the library, make a selection on the timeline, right-click, and choose Add to Library. To include clips and other elements in your video, drag them from the clip bin or library and drop them onto the timeline. The tabs located above the timeline are task pages used for adding and editing special effects. You can add callouts to emphasize a key point. You can insert a transition between clips for a professional look. Apply zoom and pan effects to focus on important details. And draw attention to the cursor by changing the color, size, and more. If you double-click an element on a track, the playhead moves to the beginning of that element, and its task page opens, allowing you to make edits to that element. So we've shown you a few ways you can navigate and edit your video. But how do you get content into your video? Well, to make a new screen recording, click the Record Screen button. If you already have an audio or video recording to use, click the Import Media button. When you've made edits and added effects to your video and you're ready to share it, you need to produce the project to create a shareable video. Click the Produce and Share button, step through the wizard, and Camtasia Studio creates a viewer-friendly, shareable MP4 file ready to upload to screencast.com, your blog, or a website. Well, it's time for you to try Camtasia Studio out for yourself using the content on the timeline. The help file in Camtasia Studio will help you use each of the Camtasia Studio features and applications. The Learning Center on TechSmith.com has in-depth video tutorials and other sample projects to download and practice with. So we hope you enjoy Camtasia Studio. And happy screencasting!